Well, this week the world celebrated Valentine's Day, but did you know that the romantic holiday actually had its origins in ancient Roman history? And it was quite brutal, in which men and women were matched for love, but if the men didn't like the women were beaten.
Love is in the air. Valentine's Day is now an international holiday. From marriages to volunteer work, millions of people celebrated love through their actions. At the Vatican, the Pope explained the true meaning of love to 10,000 engaged couples.
But if love is a relationship, then it is a reality that is growing. And we can also say, by way of example, that it can be built like a house.
Thank you, Mom. I love you.
From the Vatican to Sochi, Olympic athletes took a break from the games to celebrate with their mothers.
Super excited that she's here. I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity to come out and represent my country and have my mom here with me.
Then on the other side of the world, UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador David Beckham spread his love to the typhoon-devastated Philippines, making cards and playing soccer with needy children. In the U.S., 3 couples were on top of the world. Well, they did wed at the Empire State Building.
Every time I pass by, it's just going to be, this is where I was married.
And in South Africa, China, and Malaysia, hundreds of couples rushed to sign their I do's and celebrate a mass wedding. Woo! Valentine's Day is a chance to love and be loved. And by the looks of it, there's plenty of love to go around.
And some other fun Valentine facts. 1 billion cards are bought and 110 million roses are given here in the U.S. Now, we know that Dr. Bart Rossi down in Florida is a very happily married man. So, Dr. Bart, we're going to weigh in with you right now and ask you to tell us what men should do. I know there's a lot of pressure on the guys, but is Valentine's Day a Hallmark holiday, or should it be a time to remember your loved ones?
Well, the latter. It should be a day to remember your loved ones. But I think it's a great day. There's some holidays I'm not too sure about, or some days I'm not so big on. But this is a positive one. I think it's something great. It's part of the, as you just said, worldwide society. We probably need more of it. I think from a guy's point of view, I think he should show enough affection. I think it's more than just the card. I think it's more what you do. It doesn't have to be a big dinner out or a lot of funds expended. But I think some type of affection. I know on Valentine's Day, it's a big deal for me and my 2 daughters, as well as my wife. I think it's a nice day to be able to express yourself.
I absolutely agree. If we could just have a couple more Dr. Barts. There we go. Thank you, Dr. Bart. All right, ladies, a lot of people will say that this has become a little bit of a manufactured holiday. You feel like that, or you just think, I mean, you were with your family, Dee Dee?
Well, my family, but we went out with a group. I went to a place called 1933, which is the year Prohibition ended, so it was fun. And just went with a group of friends, but it was full of couples. So I can see why people would maybe want to stay home, but we had a blast. It was great. But I do think that the guys should step it up. If they're dating someone, they'd better really do a lot for the woman.
You know, I totally agree with you, Dee.
Well, we agree on something.
And you both have your Valentine's red on for the show, so thank you. I wore my yellow, but I was hoping for some sunshine. All right, well, let's head back over to Sochi, where Bob Costas has been sidelined. I'm sure that you're aware of that. Poor guy there. He's been the voice of the Olympics since 1980. He has this horrible eye infection and had to actually pull out. Meredith Vieira has been asked to fill in. She's going to be over in Sochi over the weekend. But, geez, isn't that a disappointment? I mean, we're all in the media field.
Oh, I like it. The first woman to host the Olympics, I think, was nice.
Absolutely.
I like
There's 2 that we
And that was after Mia, of course, told him no. Because she had to host Fresh Outlet, which we're glad you're here.
And she had to go to Valentine's dinner with her boyfriend.
That's right. So. But just to see that, I mean, I can't even imagine like what would happen if you plan something like that for an entire year. What a
It was disturbing too. I mean, the pink eye was pink, not red or magenta. I mean, you felt sorry for the guy, but he's done it for years and years. So I don't think it's bad for someone else to give it a whirl.
I was always wondering what happened with his contract. If you're like a sports player and you get injured, if you're a commentator and you get an eye injury, like what happens?
Yeah, it's a visual medium, so we got to go with what we got. Yeah.
I'm sure he gets paid, but I'm sure he's really not happy about having to give up that gig. That's a good gig.
Well, as you pointed out earlier in the show there, Jackie, it is, of course, a great sign of spring right now. For you baseball fans, I'm one of them. So is Jackie, and so is Dr. Bart. Pitchers and catchers reported for duty this week. It's a big thing because it's actually means that spring is around the corner. So, but sad news if you're a New York Yankee fan, the captain of the New York Yankees, Derek Jeter, has announced his retirement, and that is certainly a huge thing. I mean, I know, Dee Dee, you're kind of like,
Isn't that the drug guy?
No.
Hey, Rob.
They're all on drugs. I just wondered that was one of the guys that got in trouble.
Oh, you are treading on sacred ground.
This is sacred
here.
ground. I'm with Jackie on this one.
Look, we're talking about Derek Jeter. He's a stand-up kind of guy. This is a young man's game. He's only 40 years old, but already his body is battered. It's not working the way it used to, and so he's got to step down. And I just want to say, Derek, great job.
Oh, I mean, just the role model he was on and off the field. Dr. Bart, we've talked about Derek Jeter before, on and off the air, but just your thoughts when you heard about his retirement.
Well, just a quick story. My daughter ran into him at a restaurant in New York about a year ago, and she didn't really want to interrupt him because he was just about to be served his dinner. But she kind of looked at him, and he looked back at her, and she went up and said, you know, my dad is such a big fan. He used to play baseball. And he got up and he took a picture with my daughter. He hugged her. And it actually interrupted his dinner, but he didn't care because he was just such an upfront guy. And everything I think that's good about him is the truth. It's just the way he is.
And I'm going to share one last story because we are almost out of time. I was at Yankee Stadium. I was doing a story with the organ player who actually lives in New Jersey. And I was doing something about how he'd been there for 50 years. And I asked Derek Jeter if I could ask him a question about the organ player, and he was running onto the field, and he made sure that he came back.
Oh, nice.
And not a lot of ball players would do that.
Right.
So that is my heartwarming story of Derek Jeter, and certainly going to be a great season to watch. Jackie, thank you for making the drive. Dee Dee, thank you for flying in. And Dr. Bart, go get some more sunshine.
Yeah.
That's all we can say.
I know it's rough down there, Dr. Bart.
Yeah, we're jealous.
That is all we have time for this week on Fresh Outlook. On behalf of the entire show, thanks for watching, everyone. We hope it warms up wherever you're watching. I'm Nia Toschi. We'll see you back here next week.